Kwambra Nnawotwi Yi so wa Adom TV if you are trying ho e Asempa 94.7 FM Nnawotwi akwa ba beto ya wo say etumi esinkonya na ye dwendwe oman Ghana ho Nnawotwi hu sinsem ben na esi mejimni say what say West African Examination Council WAEC release BEC results for 2023 awofo bebre na ejomani enam performance a omonkoda no ediaba na enum nso na betodwa se ensem bebre na esisi ewo sa WAEC results omode aba enum enam se results bi wo a yetumi atwam enam malpractices a course so say omotwa the entire result of 41 school candidates and one private candidate and I'm say omodo mobile phones eba examination hall WAEC assign I would hold through the subject result of 180 school candidate and a 4 private candidate for various suspected offenses. WAEC I would hold the entire result of 110 school candidate and 2 private candidate for various suspected offenses. Na niye ditwem and say 22,270 candidates are mucho yen so no omodie no omahu say ensem bi e course no na eni enyan nti omo hwehwe nsem no mu na no na ye bisa say nioma ben sa eno mo hu nti a omo hwehwe omo akrata no mu no ye bedi hu enkomo ewo ha ye nyina anim so say Nnawotwi atwam kwei ade a MPP eko presidential primaries ekoto aba eyomo flag bearer ebeto odwa no vice president Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia ena omoyi ni se ometu franka ma party no abra ye 2024 general elections ni mu no ena ye bisa se vice president Bawumia the chances at say wimpo ena betumi aba abedi ebeto dwa se obey na bedi eche nsem bebre na ekokọ so yebebo emonso yie na watumi ate eno nso ase na Nnawotwi mu nso beto dwa se parliament say post 2024 budget discussions on be no on ba akoye no Air Rock City ewo Eastern region na no ena ora Kofi Adams oye MP for Buem constituency say dabi ehene ha ene ya Ghana ye ho kire ye debt exchange program ankofo amode omusika akoto bond ene ye twetwa bi so fi say oman ni mo eden ye ho kire nto obi ya ntwa so no eba ne den na parliament for there omse ye mba nan ne ye nko Rock City or Eastern region na ye nko tena ho ense oman ni sika ye mfa ndwendwen budget ho dabi eba ne sa de ne chamber wa ye nhwe na ye nya sa post budget consultation no eno se ensema abetodwa na wotwe we mu ense bebre ena eba ye na mum ene a ye sinkonyan ye hwe BC nsosha WAEC for release results emanaba ene Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia yatu so abade ba se omrameye flag bearer for the NPP ene mabedafo ameni ombedi djuma ewo studio ha ora Dallas Poma former Eastern Regional Communications Officer for the NDC ono wafane kwanyatna so that ewo studio ha ra William Frimpong Bonsu a member of the MPP's National Communications Team ono so ewo fiase ya yene ombedi nkomo na eba no WAEC nsensem dia yene ora John Kapi or head of public affairs for WAEC yene bedi nkomo ewo telephone no so your from Samuel Kojo Brace. I'm just a voice. I'm representing a team. Ora AC on hine da no walanyo nso egbe chi papa akwesi nsia eso kan obi on behalf of me sound man ya camera and ya director me mo akwaba edo aba Nnawotwi adwumadie so ewo Adom TV ene Asempa 94.7 FM yebesha se ewo WAEC nsensem no so ne etumi ho senia esi aba WAEC the character be beto just say omo release provisional results of candidate omo BC for both school and a private candidate 2023 council say what dispatch results of various school candidates to almost schools through the Metropolitan Municipal District Directors of Education. Or say results for private candidates in there. Almost between our council on the website www.waecgh.org. Yes, a candidate or more pay. So I'm between access your results. No, I'm between WAEC online on Malquaquina sa details. No, almost say a total of 600,900 candidates. Yewomu 300,404. No more mema. Females, 300,496. No more free 18,993 participating schools. And now, amateur examination, no figure way. Now, you will move 53 candidates. Now, more visual impairment. 366 are no more hearing impairment. And 54 candidates with other special educational needs. I'm going to say the examination was conducted at 2,137 centers across the country. Now, out of the total number, 3,366 candidates went to me and we are absent. BEC for private candidates in Somo recorded a total entry figure of 1,839 candidates. Sono 942 AM MEMA and 897 AM 15 centers mostly in the regional capitals, and amateur exams way out of the total number of candidates amateur more registers on metro 61 of private candidates now more absent na and no why the two just say there were several cases of irregularities doing the marking of the script and examination nankasa. Now the 34th meeting of the final awards and examiners appointment committee of BC, on Monday 6th November 2023 omochre say today me catch earlier no omocha 312 school candidates omo papers mu any 3 private candidates because of the foreign materials buy. Now foreign materials na den I'm saying prepared note, textbooks, and printed materials, any idea, and home come ye babedi ewo council no say all question all stakeholders say omon hwe ye frosters on be catch them so metumi upgrade the results no oh yeah hwe no ye ya ne ora John Capi bedi nkomo ewo enno so na me mabediafo akwa abanafe ye nhye nkomo twetwe na say William Frimpong Bonsu Abetna from member of the MPP's National Communications team. Well, good morning.
Good morning,
yeah.
Adom.
Dallas Ampoma, former Regional Communications Officer of the NDC, and also Afana Konyat. Dallas, good morning.
Good morning,
yeah, okay. All right. After yen share a year and some Nasia, Dallas mentions on chain. We are sure that BC, I'm never told you what irregularities are causing the idea. Only saying.
What do you mean that's it?
Now 5 minutes on this.
5 minutes.
Yes.
Right. Mame nchia one wahwefo nyina anopai. Na Ghana for atoba ha. Na onu gidi wo man ni mo no atofom. Ama ene odi wani kire Kotoka International Airport. Mrantie ne maba ahoden wo mu anka ombeboa ma oman no etumpon no mu nyina ado oman no eja ho akọ nam said your money my ayedin yemo mun kranhye se abrantie bia ye friend His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eba enunti gidie nyina ansae yemfa ye gidie nhye mu ene NDC mu na 2024 7th December yento aba no boom emfa ma NDC ne John Dramani Mahama ene ne mra hye bedwafo na o mesakra ne ma se be ya yete ye man mu ye nwane ye betene mu na ya yedwuma ama yensa akoya no maka ne sawie no o topic no na ni tini pa gina se o hawo ne abenidia BC nkwada ene wanawofo ekom wobra ya release resource na nam se me wasima
ya faswa you bet me sisa post BC results release stress no
ano yeah na memory ninti me sha share free baby kakra na me pie ho na mentinity o hwe release no a this nkwara be 600,000 ena ekwochiro ene kakra ene ekwochiro nsohwe no out of that ena waye ka kire se emu ahamiensa ene dumienu 312 omo resource no oni twemu because of examination malpractices via a course. We did say eno achire no statistics ne san chire say enkwadana register ye no over 3,000 mpemiensa ene achire entumi amechro. And as a council no we did say one asedi ne say omobema yen ehununia a course before, during, and after. Ono de atu dwawie no eye ministry no ene aban asede se ye man nkawa ye hwe se eden ne si nkwada beye mpemiensa ene akire no ekwan ya amomantumi anyeden and control obviously a ma woman no bia behena nyinsen ene ma keka hunti ena wona ntumi and control so he no then as a government and as for mine you be to me aye na ye de si saade no ano because our mind be to me atumpon at least the minimum person our mind no I was say to me who from the benkum to the nifa into basic education there at least I was akwada bia etumi eden enya bi enuntina one she share constitution no one nimdie mu no ono de ehye mu say from basic school ABC secondary level no at least in fear do actually after the constitution na yadwuma no o say etumi yen hyehyeye na yetumi ma no eye kwa se be ya nkwada nyina betumi de won ho ahyem
and FQ no
FQ then progressively free education and now free senior high school a constitutional provision. So constitution dey ato ho but yen hyehyeye no e was say eye nea ebe hye nkwada ne nso nkuran na ebe bo na chiridom amona tumi do on ho ayeden ahye mu yi if you say come wo man ni mu a school no ontumi nya den enko wonu nya the teaching and learning materials are on here at the basic level akwara bi o kotena classroom no he ni teacher ni to papa so ade o de be kira ade bi ni ho ogo ho a emre aka o nanimu nyina school no wawie nti abanya sede a wo se wo ye right from the scratch baby a ye de hye ye ho masua ase no ohu se mfie be ye enson enie no abanya sede no ewo that level no ekofom
really
ekofom kra capitation grant was a yitria and the headmasters and headmistresses I award the basic level no to media manage school no and court said there was a court and sabi enye headmaster na headmistress no ne papa ko fu no akwaje besin ase me de koto akate adru abisprey so
but I don't know how does it impact on the examination of malpractice results now?
Ansana kwada na bekwa ko state for BEC examination no they are preparing from kindergarten to JHS 3 ansana wakochoro exams no na niema aka ho bi ma wotumi e dey prepared say my prepared fully prepared exam kochoro so hen e bi ni sa capitation grant there was a corner headmaster for ne headmistress ne etumi dey ye enhyehyeye wo school nim na akade a wono hia e dey asua de no ono nsaka
really
and I'm contem bi o 2 years na nkoye ehuma nkwada no besua eno so adane boachi bidin in fact for a very long time me no me in school no end of term bia end of term examination ni ahwe ni awobo ne homework no na teacher for no ne homework ni account o ma de year assessment of nkwada no after a very long time be mfie nso ni no obisa every basic school teacher obeka chere was standards out of form
in terms of
quality
say
of education
okay,
at the basic level.
Okay, so so we term na quality, we term exams na we say quality.
Term exams in the Quran. I'm sure so what my notice na your blackboard so. You heard it. Term exams are me in school. Na you print your paper so. Na ya tena ase, ya my answer booklets. Ya answer na teacher ni na come mark no ahye modern one. A dream pempen so be under this regime. You your board so. So you ask yourself, say me your term exams our board so ahina betumi ajo. Teacher ni say be onye nipa. On sa we ma be 30 minutes. I mean, you know the implications.
Okay.
So standards at the basic level are falling. It was a by man so.
Okay, Mate.
Na afi nkwada na wona ntumi anchro no. Yenye nhwehye yenhwe ne ya moment ntumi anchro. Going forward, yenhwe ne ya betumi aye na ye de asia no.
Okay.
Me de ma no see on stress ne ne
Meba umbre national. So when I come back to you,
okay, so let my sine poneti fu hu say woni me adi ne ye pa my sine it means sine pona ye fe no me gi di say ye release exams no ewie se hia e wo say o hwe say they ya practice yen system no over the period na o hu say stress no afi bia no e compounded. Many of me in school. You will be see na results a buyer.
Okay.
I don't even remember say me call site be and answer me call share with phone be so. Oba na fi ya ke kwan e betumi afa so atie.
Remember William from Pombo so.
Me so na me ya adwen ana.
Well, and they know you na adwen trouble. So yes, you should be see you release the results no, but there's still some more practices there. And every year is see quite person if I between see and.
You know me mami chia wayefo. Na me chia me so na an pay. In fact I can see pa Emma Dr. Mamu Baumia and the president and Adom e o modern wa omubo. Say Ghana ebe koneni. Na say ebi a maka wan asem dada. But me say we just 1 minute say cause say afi na mabaha na me papa no mo o mene Dr. Baumia call contest no me mo mabaso papa Kennedy Japan me say wa kire say oye MPP ni mapa na oji kabima me kamia etum contest say kwa ne obedi nkoni mu obe bo na baso na wata na chi ame adwuma na NPP yenim say ne ayeye no ne kwan so kakrakra na mi ne am say o kasa no me hwe na wonyini papa wonyini bia enizen ka wonyini a na oye trend analysis of the educational sector any exams any say ne si kwa enka sebinka obenya suahun kakra ama odi akeka ne nsem sometimes you know there be am no mushi am to hu say ye nyina ye party adwuma kasa ma party na so kwa fa wonim de ene no ma bi fra se ne be ya wonso ubetimi a project won se bi wo obi a asem na wo kan eto aso enye de party na ka cho se koye propaganda ne koka enti eno ana dem se amuka all starting no okay bibi se amanfo tukwan o ma ni mo aye de nti mebunu free ayi me pese me bisa say travel is not part of human life yet tukwan I didn't know my idea or complaining not here no say ho kire wa no ye mabunu no de onko bi I know that Ghana say bi papa bi ni hanoma o benefit ya kare na nka omo nko ko ni omachi eno no nko no say my idea the ane because sana no ma no so ni omachi no
go bi anepe
enutina is a matter of choice obi ono ma say Ghana Americans in Ghana obi America is the most developed self-had economy. And so Americans in South North Metra Ghana any adwuma. Metra adwuma.
Okay.
And not even Americans. All other if you Krobia so national Ghana or Tianoma or Bonnie Black. yen de nim say de ya hyase no Bible say Nyankopon ahye pass no de be wie pa enti nim say e be wie pe amayi. But if you compare performance in the educational sector, this government ubien honoma sabi under the republic say what modern say obe improve the educational sector amagana. Now even krano examination here come once a performance if you do comparative analysis and every year there is improvement. Now so okay me at the end then say me am baba me last month equatorial exams in bi so we share the results ha obebo won se mama akwara no na no omude results ni be kire me am feel be there wa no gina me gate na me den esi aponkon so e kire wo se ne ye koyeye no so obi born homodin eye ya one we anua two one ba foreign material nko enzo otimi pass here or prepare no. Every examination comes with its consequences. And I'm a boy. You know, I actual exams. And be me sure that or a product of junior high school.
JHS.
Yes, JHS. One passing exams. Or you know, at what time? Period ben or cultural exams. Engineer, yeah, can say 7 bar. Me pass 600,000 in the cultural exams. You know. And you, what's what you mean say the 600,000 and you mean na day e be nyano totro trosa and every year biano why regulations are this. So if anything goes contrary to regulation they will me say o metri results ni bia asen ahwehwem ansana o mahu say na course no ekoyi adasa ankoyi and every year it happens. 600,000 people. I mean, you can't get all say omunyina ombeye. And also, them say a basa say an omo chief examiners reporter or issue. Message say ka and also ba awufo na ye pese ye titi ye man no omo be ye mpanyimpa no. Ye hwem ni emfa tu ye manefo. Say omo cultural exams na ye ntu omo fo. Na omo nyoma was so much, but omatimi I exams ni no more passing. Let me use myself as an example. Maybe I get all cultural, you know. I took interest in the whole thing. Every time be obese, me no trust.
And my encourage for say, ye didn't come here, no, the WAEC report no so to TV no so.
Yes.
So that was between who details a woman. Omo papers as sign and at the end the two TVs know what me.
Yeah, government yeni bibia or provided all the resources. And the boy WAEC said they be on exams no na koye. And yeni na omo cultural exams no there wasn't any complaints there. Abang say I think say what came out kakra say when during the market time. Yes, and that one was resolved, and they did it. So they did it. And what we what's here and say, I mean, governance is a process. Who solve problems, you know? Maybe a critique another. So when it comes out, your ability to confront those challenges. And say and then the man who's a effective government.
But in a way, it doesn't look like we've solved anything because over the years, over the years, examination malpractices and it still happens.
But why, as the leading institution, they take steps to address them. So and every time you tune Kwarano for say, you bet me at Kwarano, me also ye but there are regulations that govern exams. You know. So a whole woman was say you take interest here. Because at the end of the day, when they are going to the classroom, parents are not there. What government they are not there.
But no, I mean, let me see. John Mr. Kapi, or no Kasa Edema Wire. Okay. Yes, John Kapi. Now, I as a teacher's been. Contact us and so on preparation or move things and see pay and that's why I most support to students. I know Nyadia was buying to me share. how one bet me improve contact hours.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Government is on top. When you run a process, the challenge is back. You sit back and reflect. And all stakeholders should come on board and say, okay, if this is what is happening, you find the solutions to them. But just what I say, yes, contact hours, if Sebi is right, going forward, what should we do? At the end, I was here, but just what I say. You see, and now me can say governance. So yeah, in policy management, I'm a policy expert. When you are implementing a policy, it can create another problem for you. It doesn't mean say the policy now we're implementing is bad. So what I say, when you have to go into that and say, okay, we naba. So how can we also proffer some remedies you between their solving of problems? It's not about doing propaganda. It's about solving problems. It's about now. WIC is in the process of investigating. But just what I say. So if it was a government, and the boss and you be improve process for next year
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Member on Chambio, Dallas. So now over the years, tell me, more practices are also. This year, 22,000 and over students are more healthy or more results. It's a lot. Then other number into mean kuntia, examination more practices.
Right. I mean, two in free one. Be a quarabi na or the cop. When to me and tea, near mechanic actually know the cop. Meaning, we implement policy. Near my share say ye, Ebini said. Odi kind it define any opesa way. And then I against a problem definition. Near opesa way, you must first of all understand that when I'm a person, these are the information available. And sana, what forecasted? What do you actually say? The Amede Bay, near bit to be iron, SCNA. We policy no evaluation. We are monitoring. Why evaluation? Are we saying say for 7 solid years, you're monitoring, you're evaluation. Now unintended consequences are about policies ni mono.
Okay.
But
my main correct so okay say 7 solid years and I had to say examination more practice.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying. In the context now we free air but say we critique policy it critique problems. So we should throw our hands in despair.
Okay.
Did I say that?
But we do monitoring and then you evaluate policy. Under this government, what do you feel so? Every year you throw BEC. Do you hear me say akasa? Me say why I hear what is supposed to do, and it's all be information. So information it is up to policy makers say. One be yen shisheye. You how ankwada ne fam nti e ma will be examination wa officer. I am not prepared enough. Nti me fa foreign material be nhyɛ me ho ne matumi ayɛ den. Akɔhwɛ so akɔkyerɛ. Is it that there's an issue with young education system? No say. Meaning other countries are exams they do open book test.
Really?
Yes. Even in our educational in our universities.
Which countries?
Yeah, open book test.
Which countries?
Oh, say any university
maybe call UCC.
And there are levels. For instance, if you are doing a PhD program,
okay,
most of the departments are only a bit on open book or even take home.
Okay.
Because at that level, I didn't be na. I was say rigid. See at BBC,
that's a bit higher than BC.
No, I'm saying is it that there is an issue with your system? Because we must not set questions. Say, I will say, everything within our means. Say, Say yɛbɛkɔ so a maintain saa system yi say every student ɔbɛ exit the basic education ɛwɔ sɛ ɔkɔkɔ kyerɛ basic education certificate examination sɛ deɛ yɛkyerɛ no a what can we do near the examination malpractice every 22,000 is a lot.
Yeah.
And the only reason, and maybe there are other smaller reasons, and they say Nkwadano is not prepared enough. Because examination or now GDA say kwaju exams are make ready ma prepare angle be free aban. But no problem.
Okay. All right. And jina soma mena yenko Dr. Peter Pate Anti, the executive director for the Institute of Education Studies, IFEST. Yaneno ending komo. Doc, good morning, not then.
Morning, Ominia. Adom now.
Me hoye papa. Results are abay. Who say more practices be brave. Why for our list, being an educationist, what is saying?
I think in the first place, we Yakacha anyway next year. You see the number now, the 22,000 now you can't assemble. According to work, these are students are almost. They are suspected to have engaged in malpractice. It's not that they were caught. If you share release now, your number, those that have been cancelled outright, anyone they are withholding.
Yeah.
In the 22,000 almost suspected said they had engaged in some sort of malpractice based on during the marking or some trends that were realized. Indeed, for me, I think that number need as a chain now I can update on it because if you are a dream nature be assigned but obey investigation never shown but
utie why for I mean Mr. Capi or say sometimes or more answer near back spelling mistake same sentences not back. There are some similarities. Could it be possible? Or now you're research in this area. A bit possible. Say, exams and go for same things.
It's that make us an assumption, because when you have identified these things during the market, you need to prove further. You might end up maybe punishing somebody who technically is not supposed to be punished. For that number, no. Yen China why can review investigation. No more my who say out of this number maybe at 30% they were just anomalies and I say maybe there's something that there was nothing wrong with whatever it is. And then this number any who say anything. Then there are data on that. But what is really happening is that now examination malpractices now are shifted from the time that you see a lot of leakages through the work of most of us advocates, Minia Kofi Asare, any other people. I'm Ceciano, leakage his name because even the minister, and this one, the credit goes to the minister because he has pushed strongly said the wife should now use yes and almost best questions in with the Nipa Uber UTC, I don't know how answer most present some questions are different. The question 1 will be question 10. That kind of serialization and that's what they call randomization, and no, and I'm going to me and talk questions need you because we key question now, we question so it makes noises of attempts or bed and over leaky talk question before the answer. Into my attention, I should just about more practice is see during the exams. And yesterday I was making a point, say, how do you an invigilator stand and then search a student and so the student is able to take a mobile phone to the exam room? My dream Mentia said, the only time I ever said in Nepal to do say you mobile phone. I asked myself, were they searched? It means the search system now they assume Mufrana school a little bit poor say a week. And say a sharing who's in your and more importantly, what happens during the exams, and that is where the meat is. What happens during the exams, and then you could no claim say, and not a broader thing. I also you having a discussion on. That is a broader thing because some of the schools know, and to say this, you need to understand that when it comes to a basic level now, most of us you move from war private schools. And then kakra binana what public schools, most of us move from private schools. And the private school for new students, and they say they are able to what? They are able to market their school. How would they market their school? They market their school based on the number of students so now a lot of examination of practice now is entrance centers one and it is fed by the school authorities, the school owners, the teachers, the headmasters, and so on and so forth. And that is how we have to look at it. So you're careful. It's going to be very difficult for us to deal with it because students need if you don't give him the chance to do it, he will not do it. Even if he is not prepared, and then there's a strict invigilation system in place, there's no way the student will be able to copy or whatever it is. But when those who are supposed to guide them, they are not doing it, and they are facilitating the cheating. For example, say, throw the same thing, or one sense, cancel the same thing, or one sense they say, I think that somebody was reading answers to them. Yeah. And that person will not be another student. That person will be a higher authority. I know where the whole center, and that is where the problem is. So we need to have a very serious punishment regime, a bit deter people from engaging, a bit deter penny from engaging in some of these things.
Now, so you say, yeah, children as or vigilator, yes, yeah, they will call court. Now court do was no, and no enough.
Oh, Minia, invigilators, most of them are GES workers. How many of them know what is the Omako court, the Omas and maybe I am more punishment? The worst thing that can be done to you is a GES vertical too. That is it, and I say my own invigilation with you. So one of the things that we are pushing now is that instead of WAEC reporting these contracted staff from GES to GES, they should now report them to NTC because the National Teaching Council has got the power to regulate the teaching profession. And one of the things that they look at is teacher misconduct. Now they have licensed all teachers. If you engage in exams or practice, you have engaged in a misconduct. The moment you engage in a misconduct, you have exposed yourself for disciplinary actions, which include the withdrawal of your license. I tell you, if by next year, the team and the teachers will be 5, you have withdraw my license, and the moment you withdraw your license, you know, so you can't teach in Ghana. You have withdraw my license, some of our teachers will start sitting up and they will not engage themselves in these things because you will not put your 25-year, 30-year, 12 years, 5 years career. You will not throw it away simply because you want somebody to pass the DE. Okay. So this is what we are now advocating why to do. That instead of reporting, they can do the reporting to GS, but they should send the same list to NTC. So that NTC will mark these people as undertaking misconduct, investigate them, and if possible, withdraw their licenses. At least even for if it is for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, we will know that it's an enough punishment. I mean, those who are engaged in it, mostly who are teachers and headmasters, will not engage in some of these things.
But Doc, there should be a motivation for action be a invigilator be taken. So some motivation I him for power fiber because obi or a professional teacher I'll be boa crama natural exams there then motivation on yan eso and when him for the fee.
Exactly, and it comes from various quarters. I am here to, it's possible, and I'll make that point before I go to the biggest motivation. I'm here to see the parents be a call exam center or normally they do this through the school system. So the motivation normally comes from the school system, and more so because most of the schools want to use this as a bragging right. You know that nowadays, you can't say when we be see now the way when to school, because of free SHS. So the only thing that you would have a problem with is or choice but a bus school they are between the open more so a bus when only if you don't get a pass in English and math and I went to local school cry into a more person will be from Kakra near ma nipa bebre they want their first choice and the but most of them no issue of school authorities. We want the bragging rights. Yeah, the 20 people equal 100%. Yeah, the 50 people equal 100%. And when they get those kind of performance now, they're able to sell it to parents. And that is where you see people moving their awards from one school to the other because that is a big marketing tool. And that is where the motivation is coming from. So those people who own schools, those people who have students writing the BEC, influence these invigilators, influence these invigilators, undertaking some of these things, which we think it should not be the case. And the only way we'll be able to do this is you, the invigilator, who is allowing yourself to be used by any other person, you need to be punished for that. And when you are punished for that, others will take a cue from it. And because of you, they will have to forfeit their 15 years, 30 years, or 20 years career in the teaching profession.
Now, some more practice. Now, then, exams na demand kodano, and now saying kodano na more preparation and koyi. What really is it?
Well, it could be that preparation towards the exams, was not detailed enough. So, my friend, of course, yesterday I had one of the minority spokespersons in the education committee talk about the issue of lack of resources. Teachers wanting to prepare Mufrani. Those are all factors ahead. It's me a course. But you should note, even those who are good students, when you give them a little help, it pushes them up. So even maybe the child can still do the exam. But then when he's given an extra helper, if he was supposed to get, let's say, 3 ones, he might end up getting 5 ones or 6 ones. Okay, so it's just the idea that a person will find a passing, and no, and most of the teachers are engaging in that, although there are issues of inadequate preparation and all those other little challenges now. Of course, if you're a teacher, now you feel that you are able to walk the students through the curriculum and you have prepared them enough for the exams. I think that you should not be bothered so much when it is time for them to write the exams. Okay. But that is not the case. So the lack of preparation from the point of view of the teacher, not for at the end of the day, all hands will be pointed at him. So when I'm a Mufana and throwing as one person, sometimes the parents do that. They come to the school and they'll be talking about a particular teacher who's presenting for exams. So all those things are factors and that's a variable influencing the decision to help the students during the exams. And and interestingly, these people who help them are those who have been contracted by WAEC. And sometimes you have external supervisors all around. So it makes the thing very, 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 very messy. Because more and more, they are there. And the teachers will take the question, will go and solve it, and come and then distribute it to the students. It's something that is very, very serious. And we are cultivating this habit in our wards, and that it won't be near. You expect these children to be honest and truthful and faithful citizens of Ghana. It's not going to be.
Okay. Dr. Peter Party Auntie, Executive Director for IFS. But I say, so to me joining and pay. I watch your Jumedi. So. And to know, and also I mean, what me I explaining some now. You were making a point, if you want.
Yeah, Mr. Uchi in some now or Kanwa. At some point, Potokas was a grounded initial comments, ABA. Say preparation is very key. So yeah. And once Nipane feel say I'm not prepared enough, I said, my home one in see they resort to other means. Say they obey to me, aquaturo and so on. But a Drew Bray was say you look beyond just make cultural na pass it.
But since OTN and so on, acquire more of a battle between private schools. So,
well, and also and also assumptions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and those and also it's a position I will free about our contest. And also assumptions. I understand, but assumptions. But in research assumptions,
I'm not sure.
Me say research assumptions.
No, but when you assume now field now, then it becomes fact.
Can say private schools no do na you say you per say your marketing school no into a man for encourage and pass it. Nti e be fa kwati kwan biara so I make sure say nkwada no akọchoro pass it. If I heard him right, that is the angle and I will fear it. And I'm saying say and no assumption.
And to the officer, what is the real issue?
What me hunu ni say oko basic schools no like he rightly said I can't be a teacher for ni here say you between they are prepare nkwada no omo like. But in the private school, private person no ne purpose one profit maximization. And kwada do e be school mu ha and then sika no so ye den eba. Nti what can I do? Ma memma quality emre mi school yi say be your man for be den ebeba. Nti aban school ni no teacher ni no ete ho a wonya kade no fan prepare kwada no. Na private school teacher no say bibia ono kura wan ko training college. We senior high school na or children kwada na de because I can't any wo ho a otumi de children kwada no nti no mo kotena examination ho e chiro a na private school ni na twa eja government school ni no obetumi aye research you realize even in the basic government basic schools no one what urban areas no on resource no often they are na different from na rural areas no.
Okay.
And it all boils down to a academia. Now, or draw a dream CBB so say, why for say 22,000 no? A year 1 hour no suspect say
yes.
If you are outro a miss metro a miss suspect. A horn and amigina and son our coffee call.
Okay.
Minim niente a set questions, exams questions. The my students say with the ideas being from failing. No. Because akwadano what kwado watchro e menso matchro e enemy twem so what 22,000 out of over me find 600,000 it's just about 3.67%.
But
are we saying say and kwada 3.7% and 22,000 only to me not like mice
no but say be say bien fancy and go for be 20.
No.
Actually, same
it's a bad thing to assume, say, because say we try, so one thing you can also do is say, index number, no, it be at the last one, 11. The next person also show try, and index number near saying. The next person also show try, also index number near saying. Say, a man who say. Now the betum brands as a yes suspect say nipa be 22,000 one no engage in examination malpractice you release as a resource amount for a hwe o me got na se chro ye no ya nchire me se me kita paper dia then so ya hold me resource e man kwada no
enya e bi o
e mora ye den e ba form.
Okay, yo Martin Medase Daniel Coleman say o show you from Ahafo Kenya say number 2 Jericho. Also bet me off Facebook. Now we just comment on yes.
Minia, I was a doctor now interview.
Yeah.
Already a lot of issues. And one key thing when free various stakeholder responsibilities.
Yes.
In the management of the examination. So what am I say?
Government are the biggest.
I buy any day. And okay, BB say even the day of the examination, different things can happen in the examination halls. To the AC hall, and also I buy any from Zwa.
So, no can invigilators na there.
Yes, and two, you say you never buy no. When share down share statistics, and disaggregating, we say most of the students if free public sector
and no money
I just want to respond to the kind. Say, ono adwemu de majority of nkwara na face difficulties no every public sector. Because or say private there prepare nkwara ni. Okay. Now because they use it to market schools near the adeno. Prepare the right academy. But public there academy. And na make sure say yen disaggregate figures no. And we say we from public sector and also private sector. But what is happening is identify say these were the challenges. And you investigate. And what they did, they finalize here. Now, can be about assumptions. Yes, assumptions carry in investigations. So, investigate you should have a basis. The entire may call yes, and only. It was you know the report in a bar. A honor may be interrogated who say, a call Bukuma and as a conifer. But just what you must say. Science propaganda and some na a buyer na yen to wasi ya analyze na yen sheno me na abai no yes in a way say no crane ba e dia I mean sebi wo gu ani ma support but just what you must say and some ba just 2 days he there buy and so they have access to everything that has been reported and yet they write okay. Osa can be
no, but malpractices then say nyana eba wo.
Me ba malpractices in there. From Adom time yeah starting school every year be obete malpractice. It doesn't mean say the system is not okay. But just what
some stakeholders take advantage of the system.
That is it. And we in America say some say ba I was say a master stakeholders ni na eba on board. Ni etimi identify baby a ade no eba free ba. The critical source na a massive of practices in the eba. Yen hwe na ye de yen si ano. Unso ka bibi say now we had a problem with leakages. Now leakages no we solve the problem. Because emra omu baby a free ba no. Ye si ano kwan.
In our minds. What in our minds?
It's not in our minds.
Okay, so in 2022 Minister of Education, Dr. Yawase Edutru just said, why for best serializing more questions for BEC?
Yeah.
Or say at Sanium way na omo ye etmediate sa your friend saying collusion.
Yeah.
Nanko for a year.
Yeah.
Now mutumi ediate more practices so.
That is it.
Now can be baby Mr. Capic and dog akaso way adi omo ye, which means that
now the government who said
we are file be a dear kwan bonus yenche wa work for fantastic. We can only assume
from now I think said this is the last batch year exams. I think there's a new system our Ministry of Education be introduced from next year different from the way your examination no no fa me gibi se eno ebetimi aboa ama esisa eno manuka ba ade ba ko a me pese ye hwe ni yi doctor no ase me ne ya adwene se wo share basic na majority of the students are coming from the private sector so to me majority of them. And why is it say time bia no who say ufa SHS omo exams no wasi against BEC na the irregularities name or practices is lower there than the basic level. So what is the problem? And one of them was here really new baby are there free ba new who stakeholders ni na yes solve and as you minimize it. Because most practices there every year time time me I know me time and me was even obi ko year ultimate short exams what they
go in
the ties or tro here it doesn't mean say nipa no so no abepa so to say abepa it's a lot of things happen obi on more exams no wa been to do exams no but I say out of now why you confused
okay
bibia TV
okay
enti se banisa yen hwe be bia problem no ede efriba na resolve say the bia na properly portion na we na we aban
because sa 22,000 they say omo parent by now you don't know what Neomo go through.
That is it.
Because you release the results. Na kora there.
I know.
Held it.
Tell me kind me daughter.
Okay. Me that say we say I'm teacher do boy watching and listening to you from Techimantia. Well, yen fan wa na yen ko game pass ye ba. Ye be rap ni akọ Dr. Bao mo ya so. Oni entina e wona Nnawotwi adwumadi so e wa Adom TV and Asempa 94.7 FM. Alright, nti memo akwaba emfa embra Nnawotwi adwumadi so e wa Adom TV and Asempa 94.7. Ya dwenje BEC results aba any irregularities ya tsaba betodwa and some 22,000 candidates there on papers ya would held there on motion shame fi say nsembi ankoso wie wo ho eno na ye dwendwen ho say e kwa be na fa so betumi edi sa adewe eso nkonim and we may share solutions is here kwa de be na wo say to me na emmanuel ma we nyina as eso etwa me brown chai Dallas na me ma 3 minutes to wrap up on this for me. Yeah, solutions now
on malpractices.
Exactly.
Mr. Medical solution. So I was say I can't be a teacher for being here the actual at the basic level. I was say echo. So by your it's one of the reasons. Because if you are not prepared enough, you enter with foreign materials. Inti young fakadian in court. Now only to me prepare nkwadani ye. So by ya ono betumi akɔkyerɛ sɔhwɛ no na ɔno atwa ɛno akyiri no megye di sɛ na mema solutions on stress awofoɔ no FM because you're wrapping up on this so let me go there me no me kyerɛ BC wie no me nim sɛ wokyerɛ BC ya
me kyerɛ BC ya
iwie
me kan mo yɛ kyerɛ 2 times now.
Fantastic. Yɛtwerɛ wie BC wie on ko market on market wie no menya sure sɛ wo fa phone sɛ wo check all results awanya ananse wo kɔ internet cafe bi akɔhwɛ sɛ menya he results ne baaye no yenya schools ne face sɛ wo kwadwo mepɛw mini mepɛ no they wrote to the students wo ho onsa kan okrata wa prepare na wo school or results wo kɔ wo school mu na wa heden na wa kwakwaje emre economy so we better say I was saying so okay. If we are going to go by the placement system yeah I was say yeah you are operating for a very long time I was say to me bottlenecks and as a challenges I was ho man kwada no e ko ha mu no I was say to me free ho
okay
I was say
hold on mommy na me core educationist
right
or a headmaster for a J Chris educational complex I will tackle it. Charles Mintawa. Charles, good morning. Mr. Mintawa, good morning.
Good morning, Gojo.
Now, Bibi Aboko was it?
Bibi Aboko, with the Nchama
I mean, in this education space, I will match you understand the issues. It wasn't in a yen to me examination more practices don't kunim year we have to contend with more practices.
Yeah, could you as examination now BEC BEC now I got one there before Nipa Beko school Papa Trep Wesley girls and Archbishop Potter girls now Holy Child. Now to a large extent now what the number of ones now will score equate. So about from and try to a large extent. So, a woman there between aggregate 6 and 36 a benye school ako. But any school now especially very good schools are wafa. So ama moframanu were based on the fact that tire etra and abadina oye ni patra. There are a number of things that you have to prepare very well. But could you and there preparation no na school no or jina teachers no jina awofo. So sesiano ye be do baby ana examination malpractice aya try afashe. And what kind of malpractice now were colluding? Were you walk there? You are colluding. What try me now producer? You were done cool. And I spell a word like peace. You spell wrongly. Now you throw the same word that is spelled wrongly. It means that we were taught a wrong thing and we colluded to cheat. That's one aspect. Now another aspect that invigilators, one for hairdressers, one for computer, now one for engineers, now we're teacher. And these teachers belong to schools. Them teachers now were invigilate to know. Now watch your question no, or the ama or be outside for them to solve and send it inside. One would the answering of questions, yet the same pattern. Who could you choose a question for as your first choice? My first question. Who should the whole room? One question one, yet the same thing. One question two, yet the same thing. They will know that these people what trauma on there, one show. Another point is as your objective test now. Objective test no, unconfuse the mobile phone to call. Or the mobile phone to call. Now one answer good. I didn't one show question now what my answer. Ideally, these things allows examiners to feel that you can feel that unconfuse wait it, so we ought to would hold certain results. So if I examination malpractice, brother, we cannot stop it because our ranking system at the basic level also them district these are the rankings of the schools. Because of that, school A wants to be doing very well. Now, now call for questions. But does that help the situation? It doesn't help. It doesn't help the human resource that we have. It doesn't help the kind of products work secondary school. Because examination first year, they use the same BC questions to test them, only for them to realize that one aggregate 14 school B secondary takwada. What examination for first years? Nipa one year aggregate 14 no the last. Out of 925 students, Nipa na aggregate 14 now or 945 person. What could be so or kurasi now na teachers no exam no man. Now waba basic arithmetic on to me about kita aggregate 14. So the kind of expectation you pay from our products from BEC is one major reason why people feel that they will have to cheat and impress their school and impress the nation. But also secondary school, I don't know, Obimpo on a single digit. Or read the science on person or home economics because on them there he or she didn't work for that grade. So examination practice is as a result of societal expectation on what comes from BEC. I don't think that they emphasize so much on your grade. They emphasize so much whether you have learned. But I know Onya aggregate 6 with 8 ones. So young fanonko. So if you look at brilliant and science and math school, question one Obia no kita aggregate 38 or 42. And their parents worked on them. And they passed and passed properly. That's
okay, so Mr. Mintaba,
our educational level at SS level. Echo remedial schools are this year a particular remedial school registered on cultural remedials were 1,350. 1,350 in a school. Or a kwasi and a kofulewu. The power kumadakano or 100 pieces of coffins in the day. The war has gone down. So Mr. Mintaba, very well. Look at the rate at which they run remedials.
Hello, sir.
Yes, from basic level, what happened? Anything they will have to help the person. Now, it has a toll on our human resource. It has a problem on the kind of people we produce. We have to produce individuals who don't have confidence in themselves.
So Charles, is it because punishment I had my one what bomb of one more colluding on your punitive enough into now, you know,
Hello?
them more practice your code, and what really is the challenge?
Kojo wula ni ya clear.
Etiminka. Now me bisa there. Is it because punishment or whatever what bomb of one more cheating on your punitive enough? Into more practice or code every year now challenging your bars into.
Material question now, is it before one or what from our then?
What you wanna punishment on your punitive enough? On into normal practice your code ya another ya base.
Hello?
Okay. I think that line or Hoyen. Charles, I want to know Ebazena or madam more practice de be okodo. Is it the punishment what the man or bomb of man on your punitive enough in Tana? Okay, difficult for us to get through to Charles there. So just 1 more minute. You wrap up on this. Let's go to Baumia. So you take 30 seconds because you already started and to wrap up Mama Membrano. Fast.
Right. So let me placement system, computer placement system. I was to say, said no one yeah because we're used to over the years.
Okay.
Then we should be prepared. Say, you better transparency. Abam.
Okay.
Na my factory, my friend Nimono in free home.
Okay.
Say, by akwadani car, when we say make car and I make school. The last one, grade B, grade C schools, no, secondary schools, no. I was say policy makers make it conscious effort. Say, I can't hear. I want to hear facilities at schools. No, yeah, upgrade you.
Okay.
Say, by me place too much emphasis on say make grade A school because I'm a science lab. It be an means me one grade.
Yes.
I think, sir, I will share with him on that. The last point I'll hear. But in all fairness, see, as a government, I want to improve educational infrastructure and all that things. You can't, I fault this present government. In terms of educational infrastructure, and even to the point, say, we want to diversify secondary education. Yeah, this term, government has built about complete with equipment and everything, 9 solid a year. Yeah, they promote to TVET. Just say, Emma obia opportunity to explore the Bia office capability between me.
123.
So it's one.
If you are almost
123.
Yes, I see.
I say, Omar raising critical issues. We need to, because one, at the basic level, because of the competition now, a war among the private schools in the so it must say, and let me come back to the marketing. Say, me school na papa.
Ye chapa.
Enti mo fa mama emra ho no. And also a criteria a pressure be to mo say, let's find ways of helping the children. Okay. Foul or whatever. Send a mail make me a pass your exams. 2, the teachers now do invigilation. Almost so there should be a way of checking them. Because at the point, some of them have become contractors.
Okay. Just here check you.
I was here check you. But my last point, Kojo, and he said, parents, besides say, Rashidin Korako school near Ininan, we should take much interest in the preparation towards exams.
Okay, Mate. There was buying so extra basic level, no so now infrastructure and supplies and so common one so bad.
Oh, I know dear. Me, I can say, whatever government has to do to a large extent,
Okay.
So to my say,
to a large extent.
Yes.
What you say school say could be by.
Oh,
and the phone idea and the teachers you must books in the courses.
But baby on can when no more with tree under trees near the but government has been able to clear most of them.
What are you saying? I'm going to make it conscious effort. See, be schools every year.
Oh, but there's a way. You should prepare.
Google.
Oh, Sasma, no one can be say. Yeah,
but I think we should also be looking at language.
On Facebook say, help me say birthday to Kwadaso MP waiting lawyer Vincent Frimpong Menu, Deputy CEO, Middle Belt Development Authority. May God grant him victory in all his endeavors for his kind heart. Vincent, so very important. Seller on Facebook. Once we on Facebook, what you comment na yenko your next topic na yekwe minchia mi amadamfo or share ora be your opinion the fourth or don't pimp pesa hene takwanso ayem and then who can Adelaide the jai or generally say michia mo na pay manyan nti say if you mo de ato Adom TV a mo hwe nti michia obi a e fie papa and takwanfo ne Western region nyina. Okay, na yenko Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and they ono and the yet to say Ombe Frankatuni and Fama the MPP enko 2024 na yenshe senior performance no esikoye ya ABB kakra ha na onim so wini with some 61.43%. Ora Canada Japan enya 37.41%. Dr. Freya Kotonya 0.76%, Adaini Monya 0.41%. Na oshe region Bawumia wini ya regional yemfanso onya below 50% air 2 central and Volta region ni onya 50 to 60% air 3 ni onya 61 to 70% air 5 onya 66 in Ashanti region more stronghold 71 to 80% onya in 5 regions, more than 80% air 1 in northeast, I think his own home region onya sa breakdown osha in Ashanti region Bawumia vote and kasa 22,205 osha Greater Accra onya 19,002 vote, Eastern region 13,387, Northern region 9,238, Western region onya 7,465, Central region onya 6,159 can be tino because Kenya 10,828 over 4,000, right? And close to 4,000. Bono East onya 5,434, Upper East 5,218, Volta onya 4,984, Kenya 5,000. Upper West onya 4,878, Bono 3,977 in that order. Now we share less than 50 regions and in Makanda Central and Volta regions and there. Oshe in Ashanti region, and this one is also about Nipo and a running mate, because in Ashanti region, Osha Ose Chemezabunsu in Swami or 156.40%. Menshia Matthew Puku Prempemano 85.50%. Oshe Bekwai Omano 71.90%, and Ebosom Che 60.20%, you know, there. And then on the running mate, and I say, I don't know. When I say, I
30 MPs vote. I know you 5 pay.
Yeah, say, performance in constituencies. Ya tip or more, ya tip almost on my running mate.
Ya tip,
right, but I won't tell you. Okay, so the events here now Yanko about my performance. So now my year is on my flag. Yeah, more performance, you know, more GDA passer, it could help you break the 8.
Performance better.
I mean 61.44.
Oh, mame me more Dr. Bawumia Basu. Ewo Sam Kunimbia wedi. Na me more NPP Abasu.
Men can say me more 5 minutes on this one.
Oh, 5 minutes.
Don't worry. 5 minutes.
It's unprecedented. Say, in the annals of NPP flag bearership contest, only the second person, what you mean a choky success in his first attempt after Professor Eduboy. 2, Usha percentage unyaya a susan omu every year at their first attempt. Ti a unique. Am I? The Tosubium. Mamma mfa ase me bo ma basu. Mesa bo ma basu biom. Eye ken. Dr. Free ene yem papa adanimo. Ene kranhye sema omde maaye a se omaye krado se ombe bon chidom. Na yetimi awini, which is very, very positive. And two, let's say NPP for nyina. Say the contest is over. Now we don't have any aspirant or a candidate, but we have a flag bearer. And I thereby a kai boom, any osno, the symbol, NPP as a party, and then a kai boom. And Jenina yam fire ni and shares had any pana, OD and nim near the Odiako a 2024. Now let me come to the performance now. Can one say? Adiabakwa made a positive to me for say Emma Dr. Baumia ne Ninkunim Dieno. Eyema Huahua ne say it has given some new confidence. Any yama ubia say no matter where you coming from, ewo party ni mu. So obo homodin, uye wadwuma yie. U contribute na udo obia na ukani pabom a the party can select you to lead the party. Enti ema obia opportunity from minority people, from majority people, from yena ifi krase, yena ifi krom, obia se utu hunsi wonu party ni mu na se uye adwumaden a ye be recognize ni abo wabaso na wabedi 1 2. So we share the turnout for our elections. 94%, 94 point something percent unprecedented in a flag bearership contest. 80 a mayen yensun crash say now the party is solidly behind Nipana wedding kunimu. Any akwa ye kono esumu. Now let me come to the man, Dr. Baumia. Okay. You know say or flag bearer. He's somebody in spite of all the propaganda ni some amount for aka afano. Who say who compare the two parties NDC and NPP. The way omu leaders are. NDC since 1992. Have you seen any person from the minority and as from the Muslim community or be vice and as or be a flag bearer? Have you seen it before? E be see that. And when you my crash say ufi minority
can vice running
mate any
for the
president
for the NDC.
Yes.
Abanisa Alhaji Mumuni. Alhaji Mumuni.
Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni.
To partner
J.E. Mills.
With the Menko.
Menko.
We've been caught flat-footed. Apologize.
Oh, why? Why?
Pacho.
80. Ni American say the man Baumia. Or you'll be able to transcend through all groupings in the country. Very humble, solid, respectful. Obia obunipa. Se kaze obia obunipa. Ojini nipa one. Baumia is one of them. Owatenka emenipa. In spite of religious background, and you know na yeshe. Say be or a Muslim and also a Christian. Me tell I'm a full Christian. I'm a lay person. I'm a church leader and everything. But I have confidence in the man. Say, when it comes to competence, when it comes to performance, he is somebody who can take us on a higher pedestal as a president. And nothing that me supporting him. Enuti ena me bone chidom. Enuti ena me so meko akoden amano going 2024 send a bear NPP ebe retain the power.
But I'm sure economy said here more GDA pass.
You see,
Baumia as the head of the management economic management team.
Mamika review honum sade no. Everything, every negative thing, omaka afaba omia hono. It's propaganda, and I can tell you, the head of the economic management team. So far, Dina is a team, and he's leading.
Yeah.
Thomas, yeah. He's leading the team.
So everything stops with him.
No. I'm coming.
As a head.
I'm coming. So I'm in church room. The team makers are. He is the head of the economic management team.
Okay.
And the economic management team is an advisory committee. No minister reports to the EMT.
Okay.
The structure, no minister reports to the EMT.
They report to cabinet.
They report to cabinet.
Okay.
And the EMT also report to cabinet.
Okay.
So it was here.
Okay.
So every proposal that the EMT will make will have to go to cabinet for the decision to be taken, led by the president. So in all, I've worked very extensively in cabinet processes. Most of the things I was part of the team that developed them. So I understand.
Mate.
And you can say, Obi head of the economic management team.
The responsibility in your no.
And he contributes.
Okay, Mate. Medase. Mamenko miniandi siniho. Yes.
Kwajo.
I say Musrobio.
Emrantie
Mama you.
How are you? Oh, that means my 5 minutes. Oh, 34 now, please. As for that one, I'm sure time. Yeah.
Kwajo Emrantie and say you go explain tire. Betray my bread. Now you see the fact say Alhaji Baumia and I say Alhaji Mahmoud. I am say Obedi Mampeni after Nana Dankwa Kufuado. No, it is an insult. I attend the KC. It's an insult,
no,
and I will explain why. I will explain why. Maybe I attend the pass. I want you to have been imposed to Obedi Mampeni. Sit down and say, "You do a bar mouth." So and in fear soon. Page 9 sabi pu 2 piniko nyina went to me and you. Adu bra ye geno afiri wonsam de ama be ma foforo asabe obetumi ahwe oba na hwe ni yi ama ne so abamfa so ama o man no osema me mfa me kakra putu peda na anya wo hwe afemfa be yewden ya do man na shall haji bawumian na nado dankwa kufuado sa 7 solid years. Don't forget say na nado dankwa kufuado eyi alhaji bawumia as running mate both in 2008 2012 elections and 2020 elections. Adia or the two Ghana for Trimony said, Papa no ye will be a bandisi casemo and it bobi ye pa.
Okay, but I want you to, it still does not justify the word now you see.
It justifies it.
Doesn't.
Say, yeah, dear Shawons, I went to me anye. Now see answer to me, Shawons. It's an insult.
Let me moderate it.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
No, and yet, the say, the idea Shawons, and I went to me anye. No, Sansi and Sama to me. It's an insult to us as Ghanaians, yes.
Then the biggest is
and will be on that waba ama Alhaji Mahmoud. Let me name your pemo my Ghana because you're so be fixing Ghana economy no. Ya did Adiana shed in 7 fear soon. Next year in fear what at the end I went to me and the scorecard never. Now before I enter into the scorecard no, on my elections or my year, you know you say the whole party machinery no. The whole government machinery, no, not Alhaji Baumiachi. No 2 ways about that. Will be any.
Then I need more.
Say, Nana Dankwa Kufuado, His Excellency, and the candidate Alhaji Mahmoud.
Then I'm out Kasa.
O share appointees are Ewo Aben Munua, more than 80% no money in Edinachi. O her party. Pennyful from national region to constituency no munina a campaign ma Alhaji Mahmoud.
But we're 220 plus
so
people.
Obi enim say the establishment no and the party hierarchy nankasa no candidate and Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, na ye hwe ni mu se besie ne se. Enka moko to abai nanka overwhelmingly. MPP delegates nyina aka se ye de yetumi ahya Alhaji Mahmood nsa. Se ono ni yanim emfanko 2024 elections. But omo to abai ni wie no. A hoping 38% a passive votes of no confidence Alhaji Bawumia Imo. Over 74,000 people voted against him. Say penal. And a referendum number 2 on their own government.
But if it's a referendum, the majority says we are okay with the government.
It has never happened in the history of Oman Kasa Party after 2010 amendment by electoral college and say flag bearer aspirant to be any less than 62%. It has never happened. But the seat under Alhaji Bawumia, a child will say, or man for Nankasa or Nankasa person or represent or MPP party.
Give us the percentages.
They don't like him.
Give us the percentages.
Me say.
Give us the percentages.
Mo year my amendment in 2010. TME, ne jai say what dey quiet, you know.
Almost. Yeah, I would say.
TME ne jai what dey quiet, you know. Me Akufo hesitate time me. 2008. So amendment, sir, argument are more years say only the first person, first timer when you're 61.43%, you know. It is neither here nor there. Moot. Oh, compare mangoes, what they compare mangoes? You don't compare mangoes with stones. It is a comparison now. You compare Alhaji Mahmood to Nnawotwi Yi. Maybe Nnawotwi Yi in 2010, Oko MPP, a presidential primary, you know, he had 78.89%. Just the overwhelming majority of the people, almost 80% of the people say, "Yep, in 2014, Oko election, he had 94.4%. How much more do your corona 93.9 of the MPP delegates say, "Yep, that is the commander and another Nnawotwi Yi or what MPP name." And they Bawumia de netisana 61.43%. And you see, I very clear say Obianzu ni wa wakwa election within on one party when you're less than 65% what cost for the winning elections, general elections. You didn't see that. So for us in the NDC, we are very happy saying before Koyen, Omakoi, the weakest candidate ever in their history, they are say, or no name you on any Mfanko 2024 elections.
Don't campaign.
Now, Ansana His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, AB Free Ghana Benyanison. No, be any say a ton, a gallon of petrol, 14 Ghana cedis. 7 years down the line, and they say we used to start oil crown, a gallon of petrol, I think 11.99. A gallon of petrol is around 55 to 60 Ghana cedis. Inflation, and then no say over 38%. Offer exchange rate, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Banya Breso. Now we get $1.
Okay, so start on 11.69.
Okay, but still 11.69 times 4.5. It's still about 40 Ghana cedis compared to 14 cedis under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Again, exchange rates under John Dramani Mahama now offer $1. What the budget 4 cedis 20 pesos. And then me no say, Oko Alhaji Mumuni ho or black marketer, it be turned 12 cedis, 13 cedis to $1. Okay. And actually no, so now we pay kube and you be kube pa under John Dramani Mahama. Okay, the 50 pesos now we could be munsworn ed enom. And then me no say, say unkita 3 Ghana cedis ewo bunsu me constituency in Koko. Me free kwa me tie kopa be me drew me gina no man into me no.
3 cities.
3 cities was our client. But inclined there, I'm sure you buy it at 5 Ghana cities. Yes. When now we get 50 pesos, now we be numb under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Under John Dramani Mahama, oko emo joint sa oko to rice minia.
Okay.
Now we get 5 Ghana cities, we di ma ho to. and ne yete mo cap kitwa no 5 cities the man said the other come akwadan we di boso mi nsia.
Okay.
So we share the economic condition in the economic conditions in the country. Ahochire chenchirincha abeto Ghana for so enuma eguo a teacher for ebre, a nurse for ebre, a doctor for ebre, central for more bre, a motor for ebre, a school for ebre, yema minimum market one ebre, everything in the market. Eye kako bidie momoni ni run the price ask okay. Ekosro. Ah say you be ana woma oyiri 20 Ghana cedis under John Dramani Mahama stock money. And now 20 Ghana cedis are the American Benjamin.
Okay, all right.
So looking at how we are Alhaji Bawumia na the Dankwa Kufuor the years so we cannot afford say 2024 you be na nnuko ni ato abama.
Mate.
Interesting that you the American say bibia o make negative Bawumia is propaganda and he say when JDM vice president to Mills say no more government no say Mills administration no more the JDM count.
Yes.
No more the count say Mills JDM.
Yes.
Okay, let me take it this. And your JDM the kind say Bawumia has never been president, so you can't criticize him. You know the
Sabre no a running mate.
Or see, and yet no running mate. No a president.
His Excellency John Mahama was president, and Alhaji Bawumia was a running mate. He was maybe vice president in Poda.
Yes, so he says, sir, vice president.
So you are comparing mangoes to stones.
Listen, keep quiet. Why? Respect.
My respect.
Bacho.
Basa uchi yanko adia.
Dabi. Dabi. Oh, yes,
oh, chia.
Let's make it say. Or your vice president, can he mention one policy initiative? You bet me, I can say, JDM, vice president, or or this support President Mills. Who bet me? Let's put it Bawumia as vice president, John Mahama as vice president. Now show more performance. Bawumia as vice president has turned the whole vice president position into something that yes, he is visible, he is contributing, he has made solid impact in Ghana. JDM vice president. Omunka one particular thing JDM is a vice president. President Obedi is by default. It's by default. Yankupon President Mills currency is by default. 2, Emra Okwa Omuko acclaiming as flag bearer NDC. I know Bianca Humbino. 60,000 NDC people rejected him.
Okay. All right. And the Mamenko Ahomano so na mimbi na yet for ni ashwe for some to no muncho matring. 0302211711.
Time to rebut.
98.4. Intiba modern na friend natural wadring. Yeah, about examination more practices. Yeah, discussing about Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, INA Oye Frankatufo, Edema the NPP. Ohun saying, Chawadring. Na afe yenko ofra obo di wachire bebia ofre fi na wako straight na omayate oso wadwe nkyere no na obeso ntumi nya kwan na omfre kama yo mate
the person me can only say as he has been rejected twice.
When I reject
Ghana for rejected John Mahama 2 times or no kase say Bawumia kase obey president or Putin is an insult. Obi Ghana for rejecting twice, 2016, 2020. Onu so come back.
President Mills rejecting several times.
So on your biggest insult to Ghanaians. Obi Ghanaians are rejecting say Yempel, you were incompetent 2 times.
Okay.
Also Babim. On your biggest insult to Ghanaians.
Okay,
no, be for the first time or person president.
Mate.
Some of these things
Nanado, you're rejecting in 2008, you're rejecting in 2012, and sana 2016. Oh, we need elections. Now, near Kenya, they say, Alhaji Bawumia, the biggest achievement, our DBD running mate and subsequently vice president, and they said, "Oh, economist." That was the only reason I have done for the money.
And I used to say,
"Oh, Judge Alhaji Mahmoudwa, and you judge him based on the economy." And they said the Ghana economy in here. One Kasawu president, another Dankwa Kufuor, to say, "I say." To our head, he said the next president of Bebano and a baby
is not true.
Near Ghana, here no.
It's not true.
And you change.
It's not we are fair. I will see that to say. Yeah, we are my interior.
And the California. My contribution with the man say. Sesiano, yet here, Ghana for your shitting your money, see, and your debate. If you say, now, Mr. $1, now Mr. $1, now Mr. Copass, now Mr. Son, 1 CD. Me find Mr. Son, friends, 1 CD, 4 CD. Now, it's a year, Mr. Son, now Mr. Son, 1 CD. Now, your friends, 12 CD. A bad thing. Send me to my castle. Send your money, convince me. Because it's a business for the you must say, and three copas again. And Kaka, of your tongue, do ticket, you would be Yika. Corolla near you 18,000 and then 55,000. Now, because you say, I'm a woman, I'm a more one. That means to what? Okay. Economy here. Yet we to abandon yes, our party I said yes.
Medas. Mamma Fowl before so I Marching. Hello, Marching. Also bet me a friend, yeah, telephone line, or friend, but your AirT, phone, so many TV, no. Now on to me and being come on. Good morning, sir. May you.
Hello.
My patron, I have your phone, so I meant here TV, no. Hello, Casa. My patron, you are live. Mayn't you? What do you baby of Refi?
From Max, because I switch for person.
Okay, ma. Ain't you?
Now, person beside the last question.
Bisano.
Hello?
My patron, Bisano, yet you.
Person the last question. My question, person beside say, Mahama, nobody about Mahama Dano, and Mahama Pukra, Umiano, and no question, person Bisano.
Okay. My memfa ahen ewa kosombo. Ahen marching. Hello, ahen marching.
Yo.
Bacho maminti we.
Now what is it? The biggest operator was so near Baumia. But to know Pia Kiki. Nemo said Baumia TV Kenima by 2024. And it's better say no. Because global in FIA, and you see what so many propaganda. What is the biggest operator was showing about me? But me also because Ghanaians, yeah, bread the mama do so. Anything we are, do so. Since I was more than I am, do so. The year called do so bio in my niece. The mama carry getting
you Desmond from Opera Square and Pacho Martin. Mamenda Hinasi, na memfa Desmond. Desmond. Hello, Desmond. Okay. Obetumi a friend na ye ne wedding komo ewo eye show you so offer ye na ye do atum 0302211701 0302211702 0302211703 friend obetumi adane na IN4 na friend na ye ntio why. Okay, Bonnie, pacho me da so friend ma ye ntio.
Yeah, I say NDB full solar. And I was a policy. Policy in every end of you. Policy. Now, Dr. Baumia could me. And I'm a young baby, ya paid to pay. And the person is company now, what do you want to eat? And on my or there was no more money or many years in your term. To about me, that you have a interchange. No more Trimpa or yes, Ghana yes and interchange. What is that? I have
Medase, Desmond, Medase, there, Frey. Kweku Francis, good morning. Hello, Kweku Francis. Me wo Kweku Francis also ana so call. Okay. Over to me afre 0302 211701. One obet me adana no why and 2 and a why and 3 and a 4 0302 211701. Kwesi me pa cho marching.
Yeah, akra mpomwe.
Me ho ye papa amintie won so.
We dem pese me kakakra. Aya na politician no. Omo kan operation na en ko no mon kan kire. Who dey so? Mom who dey pass 79 to 89. I dey near turn to say bia Henry is that time no. E be do dey kutu tan wa na. E en turn sa. It is same inflation na mo kale be na economy no. Ye pray what mamu pray what dey happen. E don dey na. E be kon titi. And so come what it tends to not be brave. Oh, we can't to one of the papa. If you saying this name people, I never open and better. What I was idea, I'm going to buy a hit a back from a maximum of 1 year. What means the MPP, eh? Because minimum crown, minimum of the Bernier school, and then the Bernier created. Okay.
Yo.
Ako promo being heavy.
Kweku medase. Why?
MPP tonight NDC.
Mate Kweku. Medase so wache wadwe. Me emfa Ike. Ike mache on.
Yo, bacho Ike mini me ka se free baby ni.
Bacho mami tie.
Me ba se ma papa na o ti won MPP ni na o ti won ehu se. Baumia a total failure to Ghanaians. Mesra no Baumia ye titiru pa na do de ne bae ne say economy no we best economic ayi pa cho de ne bae o dwere mu tira Ghana for na Ghana for ogide o ne mu so ma Ghana dollar podi betima de be 50 pesos at dollar ye dim so betima isa enso ankoba sa eti Baumia we total failure to Ghanaians.
Yo mate medase ai ma mene ba for ni nkomo ma me tie we me
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Pacho. My name is
Pacho, your friend me back for because say free Amazon Accra.
Okay.
Me Pacho, NDC for me Mr. Say. Argentina, omo yesa analysis we are. Omo ya omo see mama breast no. Then you must say, but now any much say any omo ka say kofuo so breast no any much say. Meals Mahama so it could be say Mahama could be say very emphasize
Kojo Brace what William Frimpong so I remember MPP National Communications Team Dallas and Pumaya former regional communications officer of the NDC on behalf of my production team Pacho Nyamin Chira Yin Answer Okan Ye Ho Ye be say share na what you dey enemy